It's time to bring Kurt Warner back on the Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you, Kurt. How are you, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'll ask you first up. What'd you think about John Harbaugh's firing, Kurt?
Yeah, I was just listening to you a little bit in that last segment, and I kind of feel the same way. Is that I don't understand it. Sometimes I'm dumbfounded by these really good coaches that have had a great deal of success that ultimately get let go, unceremoniously, kind of like John did. But at the same time, I do think there can be moments or times in guys' careers where you've been a certain place for a while, and it's just time to move on. And I think Andy Reid is maybe the best and greatest example of what I'm talking about. Is that when he got fired from Philly, I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? I mean, these guys, all they do is go to NFC Championship games. I know they've only been to one Super Bowl, but my goodness, what can you expect? They move on. They've gone to Super Bowls. He's moved on. He's gone to a number of Super Bowls, and it works out for both sides because there's just something that it's kind of run its course. So I do understand that is the case. I just think when you're on the outside looking in and you're seeing a guy that's had such great success, and even over the last few years, double-digit wins and the playoff losses. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but there's sometimes when you play in close playoff games that we can try to pin it on the coach all we want, but sometimes it comes down to players having to make the plays that they need to make in key moments. And we know that the Ravens haven't done that. And do we look up and go, well, that's on the coach that they didn't do that, or is that on the players? And so, I think there's some things like that can be unfair to different sides. But it's fascinating. I think he's a really good coach and has done a great job with the Ravens, and I'm excited to see where he lands because as well as I do, it's not going to be long. He's going to be leading another franchise, and hopefully he can turn the next franchise into what he did with the Ravens, and like I said, kind of model what Andy Reid's done.
Back here on the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Radio, my Hall of Fame friend Kurt Warner is joining us here. QB Confidential is his YouTube channel that everybody should subscribe to, and Kurt. I handed out the swag to the guys. Chris, you want to hold it up? No, hold on a minute. There you go, Chris. Hold on. There you go, Chris. And TJ's got his.
We're going to have a QB Confidential day.
Let's go.
Come on, let's do it.
The long sleeve was a touch that
I didn't quality too.
It feels good.
Kurt Warner, this ain't a cheap T-shirt. This is good stuff right here.
Come on, I got to take care of my guys.
Let's go.
Come on, man.
There you go. So thank you, Kurt. The swag has been doled out. Everybody's feeling in a good mood. So that's and I greatly appreciate that. The wild card weekend quarterback matchup you're looking forward to seeing the most is.
Gosh.
You want to read them out to you? Give you a second to tap dance?
Maybe.
Okay, all right. You got Stafford. You got Stafford and Young. You got Caleb and Love.
Ooh, I like that one.
You've got Trevor and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You've got Brock Purdy and Hurts. You got Herbert and Drake May.
That's tasty.
Right.
And then Monday night, you've got C.J. Stroud and Aaron Rodgers. Kurt Warner. The tap dancing is now complete.
I know. I'm going to go to one of the AFC matchups.
Okay.
Gosh. I love the way Trevor's playing, and I think their offense is hot as anybody. And Buffalo, I think a lot of people are going, okay, this is your best shot. No Lamar, no Joe, no Patrick. This is your best shot, Josh, to go through a bunch of young quarterbacks and get to the Super Bowl. But this is not an easy opportunity for them to get their first notch in their belt. Going down to Jacksonville, who's played great on defense and been great against the run, where Buffalo's been good. So that's probably 1A for me. And then 1B is going to be the later AFC game with Drake May, who's obviously in the heart of the MVP running against Justin Herbert, who has been great this year despite all of the issues that they've had around him. It's probably why it takes a little bit of a downswing because he doesn't have the offensive line, but he's been Superman a number of times. So I love both of those matchups. And, I know we don't have to pick our games until Saturday and Sunday, but I've been thinking about it all week. And I don't even know where I'm going on some of these games because I love the quarterbacks that are involved on both sides.
Well, I mean, I asked this of Mark Schlereth yesterday, and this sounds like a question I would ask you in in the hurry up offense segment at the end of our first hour on game day morning. 3.5. If I set the road wins at 3.5 wild card weekend, you take the over or the under?
I'm going to take the under on that. Could see the over, but I'm going to take the under just because I do believe home field advantage plays a huge part this round of the playoffs. And so some of these tight games, I feel like the advantage does lean to the home team. So I'm gonna go just under on that. Like I said, you could see gosh, now they got me thinking about it. Now I'm going to kind of go through because you got the Monday nighter where I really feel like the Texans are the better team.
And the Rams,
I'm still going to go.
Rams at the Panthers.
Exactly. I know.
And the Packers came so close to winning in Chicago. Until the
all
wheels
right,
fell off.
All right,
well, that's
over.
why. But that's.
I'm
not saying these are going
to
happen. The Niners are in Philadelphia, and I will say this though, that the Chargers' problem is protecting Herbert, and I think Chris, you'll even admit the pass rush of the Patriots is not part of the reason why they have 14 wins this year.
Correct.
And their ability to stop the run is not part of the reason why they have 14 wins.
It was in the
year.
beginning half of the year, but not in the second.
Well, and then in my research for the MVP vote, about where so much would weigh in favor of Drake Maye and what he was able to do for a team that had 4 wins, three wins last year, and they flipped the script. It's unbelievable. But the best defense in terms of ranking that he faced all year was Buffalo's. He did not face a top 10 defense all year, and the Chargers are that. So the Chargers have a shot for sure.
They do.
Sunday night.
I'm still going to go the under. When I think about each matchup, I'm going to go the under on 3.5. But it definitely could be 3.
Okay, Kurt Warner here on the Rich Eisen Show. Then tell me what else you're looking forward to seeing on Wild Card Weekend, Kurt. We gave all the matchups. So what do you got?
I think I'm fascinated by the San Francisco Philly game, maybe the most. Knowing what San Francisco had done down the stretch offensively and the way that they were playing. And knowing kind of Philly and the way they've kind of stumbled into this thing with what they've done offensively, but you've got strength of San Francisco offense against that really good Philly defense, struggling Philly offense against an average San Francisco defense. So I'm intrigued by this. I could see either team. Like, I don't know who's going to show up specifically on the Philly offense and what that's going to look like, although at home, a little bit rested from last week, where San Francisco had that physical game, trying to get the number 1 seed against Seattle. But that's probably the matchup that intrigues me the most. Beyond what I was talking about earlier, I love the Buffalo-Jacksonville matchup, and I know Jacksonville's not a big market team and all of that, but I just feel like they've been playing maybe the most complete football we've seen down the stretch. Even though I know the Texans have won however many in a row, and what they've been doing.
Just only one more than them. 9 over 8.
So Jacksonville, I think, has a really, really good complete football team. And as I said before, I think there's a lot of pressure on Josh Allen, and a lot of people are going to be talking just because of what I mentioned, the other quarterbacks that aren't in this mix. Not saying anything against these young guys that are in for the first time that are playing really good football, but just I know a lot of people are going, okay, Josh, those other guys aren't in it. This is your turn. Show us that that you can lead your team to a championship, and I don't think this is an easy matchup for them. So that's the other one that I think I'm really, really intrigued by, and I can't wait to watch and see how that plays out.
Well, then let's linger on Philly a little bit, because the middle of the season was all about are we seeing a repeat of 2023 where they start 10-1, then they limp into the playoffs, they're one and done on the road. And now here we are with this Eagles team having won 3 in a row, including a game against Buffalo that allowed them the opportunity to rest everybody in the final week of the regular season. And so of all the teams to have that, did they make a mistake resting their guys? Are they going to be rusty? To heck with health. They could have been the 2 seed. To have any of the teams to have that placed on them going into the playoffs, of all teams, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. What's your opinion on them entering this game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really not worried about Russ because they haven't been that good all year long.
Look at you.
You know, it's not like they were rolling, and so it's like, uh-oh, they took a half off, and now what are we going to get? Like, I don't know what they are. I mean, I think the right move is just, hey, let's rest them. Let's get as healthy as we can and be as rested as possible when a team, as I said, in a physical game has to come across the country to play against us. And let's hope somehow we can put our best foot forward, which we haven't done very often this year. So, yeah, I don't worry about that as much with this team because I really don't know what they are and what they're going to lose by not playing, last week or a lot of the guys not playing last week. So I think it was the right move. I think you just want to be fresh.
Because it would seem like if you're wondering who they are and they really haven't done much, wouldn't you want more reps? Like,
well,
even
I think you would,
right?
I think you would normally want that. But if you've gone 17 weeks and go, well, we can't figure it out.
Oh boy,
I'm not sure another 30 reps is going to all of a sudden clean this thing up and have us going to the playoffs, playing great football. And so that to me is why rest, again, sometimes it pays such huge dividends early in the playoffs when you get a chance to rest and recover when other teams are beat up and going through physical games. I just think that lends itself to the advantage for the Philadelphia Eagles, even though I'm with you. I don't know what we're going to get offensively. I don't even know what they're going to try to do offensively. But San Francisco's defense hasn't been great. They haven't been able to get pressure, giving up some yards in the run game. So I just feel like from a matchup standpoint, as struggling as this Philly offense has been, I feel like it's a good matchup for Philly against that defense to start the playoffs fresh.
So last thing I got for you, 2 minutes to go. Chime in on the MVP, Mr. MVP yourself.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? Who should it be?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's Matthew Stafford. I said it on our game or on our show last week that you can't deny what he's done. And here's the thing for me, Rich. I watch every game, and I watch every snap of these two guys play. And so it's not to me just about the numbers, or it's not about, he's thrown a bunch of 1-yard touchdown passes, so that affects that, or this guy's, played against a soft schedule. And so I watch every game and I watch every play. And just because a team might not be very good statistically defensively doesn't mean that the quarterback's performance wasn't impressive. And it doesn't mean that it was easy for that quarterback. So both of these guys, because I think we all know it's going to come down to a quarterback, both of these guys are deserving of the MVP. And there's different reasons why, and they've both elevated their teams and have played great. But when I've watched snap to snap, big play to big play, moments to moments where they both had them, I feel like Matthew Stafford has been the best quarterback in the league all year long. And the other thing that I don't do is I don't have recency bias. I know that often plays into a lot of this stuff is one guy played really well early and not as good down the stretch, and the other guy does the opposite. And so, we want to give it to the other guy. To me, this is about putting the whole body of work together. And when I put the whole body of work from start to finish of the season, I believe Matthew Stafford has been a touch better across the board than Drake Maye, and he would get my vote.
Is your MVP trophy in that room or another room? Where is it?
Yeah, I do have one right here. Yeah. I have one.
What a flex! What a
well, I mean, not a flex.
I mean, just wait a minute. I've got a coffee mug right here. I mean, what else do I got?
Come on, you
hold on.
me,
I got a magic 8 ball, and you're like, I
got one of them.
There's one right there.
Go grab it. Go grab it. Let me see it.
All right. Let me see it. Jeez, you guys, you can't say anything. You ask me a question, and I answer the question, and there she is. There she is.
So what a most valuable player looks like right there.
Well, I know what the award looks like, or at least one of them.
Man, I wish I would wish one time in my life I could do that with Emmy Awards. Hold on a minute.
Which one?
I don't have one.
I'm saying.
I have one from 1996 on SportsCenter.
You're not done yet.
Kurt Warner, everybody, right here on the Rich Eisen Show.
All I'm ever going to get is
done,
2.
Sir.
I'm done.
I love it. No, I mean, that's highly impressive.
Being a touch better isn't the same as valuable, though, right, Kurt?
Oh, my gosh.
Here, if we want to go there,
go there. We got 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. We got minutes. All right. I'm going to go there because I just don't think that as much as we say it's the most valuable player award, I think we all know that that's not what it is. Like, we're not trying to, because if we start to do that, where it's like, oh, well, if you took this guy off that team, they wouldn't be very good. Well, okay. I mean, I don't know if that kind of argument holds true. I think all of these guys, I mean, you can go down the board. Christian McCaffrey.
We just saw what the Chargers looked like without Herbert for 4 quarters this past week.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean? But I think it would be the same for all of these teams.
Right,
and a lot of it depends.
Trevor.
It depends. Yeah. It depends also who's your backup quarterback. Like, what are we talking about? They're valuable. If you put another one of these great quarterbacks in there, okay, now where's the value part of it? I mean, Christian McCaffrey, what he did for this team this year, with all the other issues, if you're talking about valuable with, that team having a chance. So I just think what we have to recognize, and I know the title of the award is most valuable player, but that's not what it is. I mean, let's just call it what it is. It's the best player or the best season that we have. And that's what calculates for the most valuable player, because I don't think we can start playing that game, because, again, we could do that with everything. Like, I was just joking on Twitter, like, okay, if you put me on the 70s Steelers or the 80s 49ers or the 90s Cowboys, how many Super Bowls do I win? Like, I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. But when we start doing that, it's like, okay, we're trying to mesh all this together. And I just don't think you can legitimately do that and decide who's more valuable for their team. So what this award has really become is who's having the best season this year, and they get the MVP.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was information and show and tell time with Kurt Warner. I'll see you this weekend, brother. See you soon.
All right, man. Can't wait.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.